Hey there, and welcome. So, if you're an entrepreneur in India, you know that amazing feeling of a new idea. But let's be honest, you probably also know the massive headache of trying to figure out all the business registrations and government schemes. Well, that's exactly what we're going to tackle today. We're here to demystify that whole process for you.
You've got that vision, right? The drive, the passion. And you're just so ready to launch and make your mark on the world. You're at the starting line, just itching to get going on what could be the next big thing. And then, bam, you hit a wall of text, a seemingly endless list of acronyms and registrations. You've got PMEGP for funding, FSSI for food, Z for quality, GST for taxes. It can seriously feel like you're trying to read a map with no legend. And that excitement, it just turns into this overwhelming confusion. You're left thinking, where do I even begin?
That's what we're here to do. We're going to take that tangled web of requirements and turn it into a clear, logical, and really actionable roadmap. One that's going to guide you all the way from that first spark of an idea to making a real, lasting impact. So, here's our game plan. We've broken this journey down into 4 key stages. First, we'll talk about laying the foundation. Then we'll get into fueling your growth. After that, it's all about running the business day to day. And finally, we'll focus on the big picture, building a legacy.
All right, let's kick things off with stage 1. Laying the foundation. Think of these as the absolute, non-negotiable first steps. This is how you give your brilliant idea a proper legal identity.
Okay, so let's dive in. Before you can even think about hiring people or selling anything, your business needs to legally exist, right? That all starts with company registration. It makes your business official. And right alongside that, you've got startup registration, which is your key to unlocking all sorts of government benefits, like tax breaks and easier compliance. These two are your foundational building blocks.
But hold on, here's where things can get a little tricky. You see the term startup registration, and you might think, great, one and done. But it's not quite a one-size-fits-all kind of deal. It really depends on where you are and what you're trying to achieve.
And this is what makes it all click. See, on one hand, you have Startup India. That's the national program giving you recognition across the whole country. But then you've got state-level initiatives like Startup Odisha, which offers really targeted local support. So the question for you is, do you need that broad national recognition right away, or is that focused local support more important to get off the ground?
Okay, with our legal foundation solid, let's move on to stage 2, fueling your growth. You're officially a business. Awesome. Now, how do you get the resources you need to actually grow and expand?
This is where government schemes basically become your new best friend. Seriously, think of them as the fuel for your entrepreneurial engine. You've got these broad programs like the Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program, that's PMEGP, which is all about creating jobs. Then you've got super specific ones like the PMFME scheme, which is just for micro food processing businesses. The PM Vishwakarma Yojana is there to support traditional artisans, and you've even got state-specific stuff, like Odisha's scheme to help MSMEs with their loan interest.
And this quote just hits the nail on the head. These programs aren't just about handing out money. No way. They are strategic tools. They're designed to give you momentum, to literally be the wind in your sails while you navigate those tricky waters of scaling up your business.
So, your foundation is laid, your growth engine is fueled, and now we're in stage 3, running the business. This is all about the practical, nitty-gritty, day-to-day registrations that you need to operate smoothly and, legally.
First up, let's talk about the big one, GST. It's basically a simple 2-step dance. Step 1, you've got to get your GST registration. That's essential for most businesses, but it doesn't stop there. Step 2 is staying compliant, which means regular GST filing. You can't have one without the other. They go hand in hand.
Now, beyond taxes, your business might need some very specific keys to open certain doors. For example, if you're in the food business, that FSSI license is an absolute must-have. Want to sell your products or services to the government? Then you'll need to get registered on the GEM portal. And for all you folks in media, if you're doing any print publications, that RNI registration is crucial.
And that brings us to our final stage, stage 4, building a legacy. This is where we shift our thinking. We're moving beyond just operating the business to creating something that truly lasts, a brand that people associate with quality, with trust, and with innovation.
So what exactly are these legacy building registrations? Well, let me tell you, they are so much more than just a certificate you hang on the wall.
They are powerful signals to the entire market. They tell your customers, your competitors, and even your investors that you are dead serious about quality, that you can be trusted, and that your ideas are valuable and worth protecting.
This breaks it down perfectly. Your brand's legacy really stands on three main pillars. The first one is trust, and you build that with certifications, like ISO for quality management or GMP for good manufacturing practices. The second pillar is performance, and you can showcase that with the Z certification, which stands for Zero Defect, Zero Effect. And the third pillar, of course, is innovation, which you have to protect fiercely with a patent registration.
And there you have it. We've gone from that confusing jumble of terms to a clear 4-stage journey. You now have a structured map to guide you, all the way from that initial spark of an idea to building an incredible, enduring legacy.
The path is officially laid out in front of you. You see the stages, you see the